railways or in residential. And if you look at all these initiatives, one thing which you will find is common is that whatever manually could be possible in power sector possibly is already done as part of IT enablement. The next wave of innovation in power sector is going to be driven by business analytics, real-time monitoring and intelligence from the data, AI, IoT, and so on and so forth. And that would require a new set of IT infrastructure. And that is what I wanted to leave as a perspective. And there is a very unique business case which I want to share as a thought note, which we have done with UPPCL. And I believe that as an industry doyen sitting here, that's a use case which is replicable across industry. So I would request that as a key message. So if you look at the IT infrastructure which is required to run any of these platforms, first comes is the data center at foundation. And we being one of the leading data center providers, we build data centers. There are customers in power sector where we have built data center, primary and DR to run the IT. And we are also having data center in north, west and south, where you don't have to build it, but you can directly go and consume it. In fact, we are building newer capacities across country, including a new facility which is coming up in the state of Telangana at Hyderabad. This data center will be commissioned shortly. A ground-up building built for powering the next wave of IT will be operational this year. And I believe that this would fast pace the leverage of IT in telecom sectors, the power sector here, because the time and effort which goes in building data center is humongous, and taking it off the shelf is going to cut those efforts and time. Then comes the network, and we have been India's leading MPLS service provider over the last 20 years. Our job has been connecting BFSI segment customers, IDRBT, DOP, and so on and so forth, including a lot of power sector companies. That continues to be our investment domain. We are expanding our network to connect your locations, your customers. Again, very interestingly, with network, we have done one of the largest projects for Department of Post in the world, with 28,000 plus locations connected on the network. Then comes the infrastructure, which is compute, storage, network, security, all what it goes in IT, right? We have delivered IT infrastructure in power data centers, and we have also delivered it as a platform where everything is taken care by us as a service, and power sector companies have utilized it. So be it IT infrastructure or management or network or security is all offered as a service, as well as is also built ground up in your premises or in your data centers. Then of course is the application, the ERP application, SAP, Oracle, or billing application, and so on and so forth. Some of these skill sets we bring to the table, some of these skill sets we partner with your application vendors. But one thing which I want to share with you is, all this while, in your IT journey, you have been selecting partners in respective domains. And the model which I would like to share with you in some moments from now is a very unique model, and I believe that that is the model to go to fast pace the adoption of IT. So we work in application space very, very closely with your partners, be it SAP or Oracle or other billing and AI application. And then of course the security, because power sector is a very governed sector. There shouldn't be any open gaps. So we cover security end to end, right from network to IT to endpoint. And then again we have customers across leading banks, BFSI segment, insurance, power sector, where we are covering end-to-end security spectrum. Now, all of this is available. There are choices, multiple choices you have, possibly is already running in your data center. Where I want to draw your attention is how we can change this consumption model. For example, when I get billed by a power company, say UPPCL, and I come from Noida, I don't really worry about my meters and the way it is coming to my meter and so on and so forth. I get billed by the amount of power I use, multiplied by the rate, right? Can you adopt the similar model when you are taking the IT journey, whereby a service provider is not billing you by data center, network, security, application, but is billing you directly aligned to the model which you decide as an outcome. And that is what I want to share with you, what is unique we have done with UPPCL, and it's also getting replicated in other government contracts like GEM. So while we can bring all these technologies in your data center as a ownership of the power corporations, but we can also do it as a business aligned outcome model. So with UPPCL, and we are all aware about their schematics, they have 65 lakh plus users in urban, 1 crore plus users in rural, 5,000 plus locations to connect, and almost around 1.65 crore bills they generate per month. They had a choice to, when they were planning to revamp their billing and metering system and produce a new billing interface to their customers, they had a choice, sir, to buy data center or buy network, compute, storage, security, application, backup, DR, everything bespoke. That was a choice. And then go with application vendor, Fluent Grid or whichever is the application partner, manage it, run it, and so on and so forth. What they did, and this was the traditional way of running the billing application, but what they did this time, and this is running successfully for last 2+ years, is that instead of buying these components from different players and then making these components work together, stitch an SLA and own this up, they came with an interesting model and say, all of this put together should be offered as pay per bill model, X paisa per bill, number of bills which will be generated at the end of the month. And then all the service ecosystem partners, including Sify and application vendor, we came together because this was a challenge given by UPPCL. We all came together, and what we have successfully deployed and is running right now is a model where we are not charging them for all these components which you see here. The bill to the UPPCL is pay per bill. So if there are 60 lakh bills generated in a month, they pay 60 lakh multiplied by X paisa. And there is a slab-based rate contract with them. So from 60 lakh, when they go to 1.1 crore bills, we get paid for 1 crore. And interestingly, if the bills are not generated, or if there are SLA violations, we don't get paid. Now it is directly aligned to their outcome. The purpose of a billing system is to generate bill and make it available to the end customer. If that is not happening, maybe because of network downtime or data center downtime or application downtime, why should you be spending your time? Your efforts, your innovation should go in bringing power to our homes, not in making these technologies work together. So they have come out with this model, and we are seeing as a Digital India initiative, the GEM model is exactly aligned to that. It is percentage of pay to the service provider for the amount of transaction which will happen on GEM, which means that if there is a 100 rupee transaction which is happening, the service provider for all infrastructure management development put together will be paid by percentage of the transaction. And as the transaction volume grows, the percentage is aligned to that volumetric. So this is what a model which I believe is the model for future. How do you bring different ecosystem partners? And I think the previous speakers talked about the complexities which goes in right from collection, and, for example, in waste management. How do we bring all these partners together, define the end goal or the outcome which we want to achieve of those initiative, and bind all these partners towards that outcome? So if generation is the outcome of power in an efficient way, how do we define all the partners in that goal, and the SLA and payouts are linked to that? We are very happy to be partnered with Government of India in various domains, be it state data centers, state data center cloud, with power corporation. There are many power corporations which we are already servicing, and I hope that models like this would evolve further and we would become partner in your journey of IT, enabling you to do faster and better transformations. Very quick slide that what we do today across data center, network, application, security, e-learning is another very big domain, e-learning and online testing, as well as our technology integration services. We have a full suite of network infrastructure play, and then we work with application partners and your other consultants to make this whole ecosystem work. I'm also happy to share with you that Sify Technologies is the only Indian service provider which has moved into Challenger's quadrant. All other Indian players are in niche quadrant, which goes on to prove our ability to execute and our completeness of vision by Gartner. So we are the only Indian service provider in the Challengers quadrant here, with the likes of Telstra and Singtel. So this has happened last year, and again demonstration of our proof point and our journey with government digital initiatives. So at last, I just want to leave this, that be it your data center needs for your IT initiative, network, IT infrastructure, security, e-learning, or application. While we can bring all of this as a traditional model solutions, we would request you to challenge your service providers to come out with more innovative models aligned to your business outcomes. Let us be your partner in your growth journey, and we are willing to bring that level of engagement in bringing all these technologies so that it directly helps you in achieving your outcomes, whatever you define in the power sector. And and so that you can focus on keeping our lights on. Thank you very much.